Back to another episode of The Forge, where two enter, one leaves champion, and one leaves beaten, battered, and bruised. Today we have two titans of the Soul Forge scene. We have our reigning Forge champion, ErrorAsh. In fact, he is 1/8 of a world champion. And trying to knock him off his pedestal and claim the legendary up for grabs, Technonaut, the constructed Q master. He has won 672 straight constructed Qs 4-0, and he plans to do the same today. We'll see if he can pull it off. All right, Jake. We're looking at Technonaut's list here, and I don't know, the first time I saw this list, I thought, this list is terrible. And then it crushed me. Crushed me badly. But I wasn't playing a great deck. And so I thought, I don't know about this deck. So I'm really excited to see him bring it onto the Forge and see if it's a real deck or if it's a fun deck. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, I'm really interested in how this deck performs because obviously it stomped you into the ground yesterday. But I don't know if it did that because it's an amazing deck or if, you just sort of don't win at Soul Forge much,
I win a lot of Soul Forge. I appreciate the commentary on that. But yeah, I too am wondering what is going to happen with this list. So I love Scorchmane in this list. Like, if you're going to have defenders, run good defenders.
Absolutely.
I like Heartseeker. I think that's a really interesting choice. I feel like this deck sets up for an interesting situation where it can just win on player level 1 with a dragon plus Warmonger mod, that kind of stuff. And then if it doesn't, and it got down Scorchmane eggs, suddenly player level 2 looks pretty good as well. It has some direct damage to finish guys off. It has Heartseeker, which I'm really curious to see if Heartseeker does much. It's a really interesting decision, and with stuff like Static Shock and Flame Lance, I feel like, and with Fervent Assault as well, like he can put different types of amounts of damage on guys to then finish them off with Heartseeker, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the game plan in this deck. I will be supporting this deck today. It is a Scorchmane Phoenix deck that has 3 bonus dragons. So, what more could you ask for, really?
That's true.
But I also think that it has a good game plan in its approach to the game because, the big problem with Scorchmane Dragon is that you have to make it to the late game. And Steel Scale Dragon can get you there because if you're not playing things that turn him off, he is a big, mean guy.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see this because I feel like a Spite Mage or something just crushes this deck, right? It's like Spite Mage Dragon, I run you over, and now you're kind of like, oh, I got some cool defenders that do cool things.
Yeah.
Or even like any kind of removal. So it's really going to depend on, is his opponent running some sort of removal package? If not, this could be a really tough, long day for him. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Let's take a look at our next competitor, ErrorAsh, our reigning champion. He's got a pretty crazy list here today. Dryad's Boon, then Constructed Play. Jake, did I just have a stroke? What's going on?
This is, Kit would be proud, I think.
Oh, man. I don't really know entirely what to even say about this deck. It's got a lot of the normal stuff. Like, in many ways, it's just a plants deck. You got your Deathweaver, your Lotus, you got your Nuwada, your Leafkin, your Eidolon. But then instead of things like Grimgaunt Devourer, and I ran Dreadbolt as well to have those removal packages, he's going with Nether Shriek. Which, I don't know. It's cool because you're filling a lot of lanes, but is Nether Shriek better than Dreadbolt in this deck? I guess we're going to find out.
And we are going to find out.
And Soar's kind of cool to give him a bunch of little tokens that he can turn into plants, and Dryad's Boon. I wonder who Dryad's Boon is in here for.
Yeah, I really want to see how he puts the different pieces of this deck together in actually playing it. Because, the deck has a good shell, of course, but he's got a lot of interesting card choices. I really want to see him Explosive Demise a Krogius. right into Technonaut's face and win the game. Just one game, because I mean the Scorchmane's got to win the match. But I'd like to see one game end with an explosive demise Krogius.
All right. Well, now we have a goal. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like you said, it's a really good shell. It's a standard shell, but he's tweaked it, and I'm interested to see if the tweaks are better or worse. And I'm not sure if we'll be able to tell because he's running up against such a strange deck.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he has a good plan. Like, you know what his plan looks to me like it's going to be? Praying that Nether Shriek hits the right lane.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. In this exact matchup, I think he may end up wishing he had a couple Dreadbolts.
Yeah, definitely. This could be... He might be looking at his list going, why did I get cute with Nether Shriek? But maybe not. Maybe he's going to be able to set up the lanes perfectly and just own that dragon with a Nether Shriek. So I'm interested to see. But let's go ahead and bring Technonaut on. Technonaut, what's going on, man? And there are claims of thievery that you have thieved Ming's list. Is this true or false?
Well, yeah, I held Ming to gunpoint. I'm like, you smoked Tiny Grimes with this list, and you beat Hectaris both live on stream, so I gotta have some of this. Give it to me, Ming. Gotcha. So yeah, I held him at gunpoint. I forced him to give it to me.
Okay, fair enough.
Good to know.
No, I definitely made some changes to this list. How can you not be in love with like 6 dragons that can beat face? So like, this list is really interesting to me. It is kind of a fun list, but there is explosive potential for you just to win the game. So I'm interested to see how this list does as well.
Have you found yourself getting to use Heartseeker very much, or is that kind of I need a defender card? If it works, it's cool. If not, at least it blocks and soaks some damage. What are you thinking on Heartseeker?
Well, yes and no. See, I'm running the Static Shock Flamelance package along with Fervent Assault, so there are moments where that Heartseeker is actually an MVP of some games. But that being said, I'm not relying on the Heartseeker or even the War Merchant to do the job. But there may be a time where you see the Heartseeker is able to like get rid of certain tokens or maybe a Nuada just because of the Flamelance and the Fervent Assault package.
Right. Yeah, I can see that being useful. I like how you have a combination of a bunch of different numbers in that removal to turn him on more often. What about Crucible? I mean, I know when I was playing against this deck yesterday, he would play Crucible, and I'd be like, okay, he's going to turn on and very soon, and then I'm going to be fine. And then, of course, I didn't realize he was also running Fervent Assault, and then just moved over Crucible and got him killed. But had I realized that, I probably would have just not put somebody anywhere near the Crucible and then let him turn off the dragon. Have you found him to be a detriment ever, or is his body just good enough where it's worth it?
Well, this deck in general is tricky to play, but if you can time everything right, the Crucible can sometimes be the MVP of the game, and players aren't expecting you to jetpack it or, like you said, Fervent Assault it. And quite often, if you can time it right, you can make it die to where it turns on your seal scales. So yeah, he can quite often be the MVP of the game sometimes. So I'm happy with the Colossus.
All right. Yeah. So what do you think your odds are of winning today?
I'm looking at ErrorAsh's list. I honestly don't know. It could go either way. His removal is really light, but basically I feel whoever gets the snowball creature first will win the game. And he definitely has a lot of potential with Leafkin and other stuff to get it going with Nuada. I'm just hoping to see me being able to Fervent Assault and then kill something with a Heartseeker. If I can do that once, that'll make me a happy guy.
Jake has claimed he wants to see Explosive Demise on a Krogius 3 for the win. So hook him up. Oh, no, sorry. That's not you. That's
good work, Tiny Grimes. Good work.
Yeah, that's some good skills right there. All right. Well, are we gonna see a 3-0 or are you gonna give him a game?
I think I'll give him a game. He's ErrorAsh. He's a good guy, so we'll let him win one.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's nice of you. All right, let's bring on our champion. Champion, ErrorAsh. So, what's going on with the changes to the plant list? Like, you took the very successful plant list and said, it's won 2 titles. Screw that. I can make that list better. How's it better, man?
Well, actually, I started off with a sour list, Wildwood Sour, and tried to make the best out of it. And it's turned into a Nuada list some way. I don't know how that happened, but it happened.
Okay, fair enough. What's the role of Dryad's Boon? Dryad's Boon looks interesting in the list.
Um, I don't want to spoil too much, but
Okay,
Dried
then don't.
Spoon and Wildwood Sour are crazy fun.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that it makes the pop so that you can hit it with the Nuada. I was just curious if there's something more, if you had a specific target in mind for it. But if you do and you don't want to reveal that, that's fine as well. We can talk about that after you smoke that Technonaut guy.
Well, let's see about that. I played a kind of similar list yesterday when Ming was piloting it, and I too lost to it. So it's going to be hard.
Interesting. I'm curious to see if you're going to be able to handle that dragon or if it's really going to come down to skill shrieking and just be like, all right, I got a 1 in 4. Yes, I got him. I win.
Yeah, I really hope those go in the right lanes.
Yeah, that could be a big moment. The Spirit Leash also could carry you through being able to trade him off. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of options you have to handle those dragons or if they just run you down. So I'll be very curious to see how you handle them.
Yeah.
And what's your prediction today? Do you think you're going to give him a game or are you just going to sweep him?
Whew. It's very hard to tell. I have no real removal, so those defenders can be quite annoying. Yeah, so let's see.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's get started then. Okay. So Technonaut has the stream open. That's why you're getting to see another version of the stream. That's okay though. We get to see ErrorAsh's face some more. He does look like a supermodel. So
Absolutely.
we got that going for us. You know what, Jake? I forgot to ask you. Who do you think is going to win? I know who you think is going to win, but go ahead and tell me.
Well, it doesn't even really matter what I think because, I have a commitment to support the Scorchmane Dragons. So,
What's
even
your
if I
prediction
wanted
then,
to say
number?
differently, 3-1 because there's going to be a flung Crogius for the win in one game.
Okay. I don't really know what to say. I'm tempted to say Technonaut just because I don't know how ErrorAsh is going to remove that guy. But I'll go with ErrorAsh. He's our reigning champion. I'm going to say 3-2 ErrorAsh. It's going to be a crazy, fun game.
You're just trying to catch up to me on points.
Yeah, of course. So Technonaut, I mean, he could play the Phoenix here, but I don't think he wants to. I think he wants to get a defender down, and because if he draws that dragon next turn, he could be very sad that he's got a Phoenix on board. But he could play it on the board and just say, hey, here's 7 damage. You better deal with it. You really going to leave it around to hurt my dragon? That's fine. I'll just punch you in the face for 7 repeatedly. So he's got kind of a tough decision here. I'll be curious to see what he goes with.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he goes with. I would definitely go with the Crucible Colossus.
Yeah, me too.
Because I want my Phoenixes to be level 1 and play level 2 with this deck. I'm leveling my Scorchmanes in level 1.
Yep, I
And
think I
then
agree
I
with that
want
as well.
as many big things in play level 2 to catch up as possible.
Looks like that's the direction he's going to go.
Yeah.
For ErrorAsh, I don't know. I mean, it does feel like Technonaut's pretty light on removal as well. He's got some removal. If he plays that Leafkin, a Flame Lance kills it, and I believe that's all he has. That just outright kills it before it gets bigger. So the question becomes, what are the odds that he has a Flame Lance? I don't really know the answer to that, but I think I'd probably play him. I think you have to play the Nether Shriek here, because if you don't, then now you're down to 1 card that handles dragons. And that's a really dangerous spot to be in.
At the same time, you can present a dichotomy of threats by playing Leafkin and Crogius.
Yep. I mean, that'd be interesting.
You present turn 1, big threat, boom. Can you deal with it? And if you can, well, hey, I level the Crogius too. He does go with the Nether, though, which is definitely probably safer.
Yeah, I think he needed to.
Yeah, he's so light on removal that I don't think he can pass on it, but I think maybe that's a flaw in the design of the deck a little bit. because you would like to be able to take advantage of the opportunities to level your threats that come up and not have to level your removal.
I agree with that as well. That's interesting. So he didn't jetpack there. He chose to Fervent Assault instead because he's probably going to have that Phoenix live. I don't know. I guess not, because what he can do is go battle at the start of his turn and then still play a dragon. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I thought what he was going to do was play the Warmonger mod, or not the War Merchant. I didn't think he was going to Fervent Assault there. That felt like kind of a strange play to me.
I think it's all right. Actually, you get a Dancing Crucible. It covers. It's got good lane coverage right now in this board setup.
I like it. I just thought War Merchant would be stronger if you were to draw that dragon to be able to grow it more quickly.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But I mean, nothing against the Dancing Crucible to go around and kill everything on the board. I mean, that seems reasonable too.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
So what's? Oh wow, he's in a Dryad's Boon the Sower. Interesting.
That is intriguing.
I think I would have probably gone Leafkin, grow the Leafkin, and then Dryad's Boon that Leafkin, which would have gotten him to 8-9 with the Seedling, would have made it so that the Phoenix can't kill him. So to me, that was a very, very strange play. I'm very curious to see. And it seems like that play was made because he desperately wants that Sower to live, which kind of surprises me.
Yeah, I mean, this way he could potentially get a Sower to live through the turn, which is nice. He'll have a good setup with maybe a Tarsus next turn. But
it just really felt like to me you want that Leafkin. But maybe his theory was his opponent has enough removal where he's probably going to be able to find something to finish that Leafkin off, and it just wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was curious to see if he would just straight out Warmonger mod that guy there. That would have been interesting.
Intriguing indeed. Well, that's an interesting hand, isn't it?
Yeah, he could have moved over and killed the Seedling also.
I expected him to, yeah, and then just take the combat on his own turn again.
Yep.
If he needed to.
But I guess
I'm not sure why.
He didn't want one more Seedling, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand that because the Seedling comes out anyway.
The Seedling comes out anyways.
Yeah. I don't quite understand because it also makes it really easy for him to just go Deathweaver into Nether Shriek, and now, like, he basically turned a really difficult situation into a pretty easy, I don't want to say easy win, but a really good spot.
Yeah, I definitely would have.
There's an interesting hand.
Avoided combat. Yeah.
I guess it's got to be Double Dragon, yeah, just get some threats leveled. I mean, Technonaut has some serious threats moving forward. See if he can get full value out of them. All right, ErrorAsh finishing off player level 1. Hasn't played a new Wada yet. I think he plays one, because if his opponent is not running Crush and he's running a million plants and loves that Sower, I don't see how you don't play Nuwada here. Even though, I mean, you want to play Deathweaver, you want to play Sower probably. I think it's got to be Nuwada. Okay, it is.
Yep, there's Nuwada. So, not a big 2.1 here.
Yeah, this is a really disappointing hand for him.
Yeah, this is not super impressive.
I mean, this is an interesting moment of, do you just kill that Nuwada because you don't want big plants coming out, or do you do something like, you know, kill the Deathweaver, and then you can go Shock Lance to kill another guy. I don't know, what's the threat? I think I'm most scared of Nuwada here.
I think you maybe just have to kill the Nuwada, to be honest, because you would rather.
Uh-oh. There's some sort of communication happening here.
There's some conferring going on.
Ming, stop bothering Technonaut while he's taking his turn.
From the man who the deck was stolen from.
Alright, so he's going to go this way. Alright.
Oh, is he going to let go? Hey, let's go.
All right, we got one down.
Deathweaver down.
Okay.
Wada takes a big hit.
Injuring
There we go.
Wada.
Decision's been made.
Ooh, it's a tough one. All right, so we got another Shriek. Doesn't have a target though. I still think I play it here. What's the interesting situation here though? He's probably tempted to go like Dryad's Boon on, I don't know, Sower or Deathweaver that comes down, or even Nuwada. Battle, play Deathweaver 5, Dryad's Boon, then get that pop, then turn it into a plant.
Yep.
I mean, it's a 9/9 plant he can get on 2.1, but the question is, do you have to level that Nether Shriek? I kind of feel like you do.
I don't actually think he does at this point because he's up so many lanes to 0.
Maybe he just does have enough of a lead. All right, so he's not actually going to overwrite. Oh no, he is. Okay.
Oh, he is. It doesn't matter what size the seedling is there because it's getting even anyways.
All right. So here we
Like
see.
I realize Technonaut's slamming the big dragon now, but
yeah,
his life total's dropping fast.
it sure is. I think you have to just handle Nuwada here, right? You have to just Flame Lance him.
Yeah, shock flame lance for sure.
I mean, it'd be really nice to actually play Fervent Assault here and just be able to kind of roam around the board and
have Super Dragon to cover the
kill
whole
lots
board.
of
Yeah,
stuff.
I agree, but I don't think he has that spare turn.
Yeah, exactly. I think if he had the life available to him, that resource available to him, he would use it. But that resource is drying up real fast.
Yeah,
As he's
it's
taking
going away.
17, 22. Before ErrorAsh does anything, he's taking 22. So
Yeah.
that math seems way off, actually. Nope. It is.
No, he's taking 20 from here, and he just took 6. So he's taking 26.
And he's probably going to play... He seems to really like the Sower. Sower into Boon would be my guess. Gets another Seedling. Gets another guy bigger. That's a pretty reasonable Seedling, too. What is it, like a 5/5?
It's not a bad seedling.
Because
Because of the pumps, yeah.
It's not bad. Alright, he's going to put him right in front of the dragon and say, boom, my Sower's going to kill your dragon unless you got something. He's going to hit him in the face. He's down to 31. And Technonaut says, I got my dragon. Oh yeah.
Well, where's it going?
I don't know. I think Technonaut is in some trouble. I don't think he gets value out of it. If he sticks it in 5 to kill the Deathweaver, I think he just dies to damage.
Well, he could. What would he take? He would take 18, 23. Yeah, he'd be dead if he took 95. Because the steel scale can't kill the Sower.
Yep. I mean, he can do something like jetpack the steel scale, kill that guy, move him over, and then play dragon, kill the tree folk. Then he'll only take 22 total, barring buffs. That might be his best play.
Yeah, okay, there's going to be at least, 4 in buffs, or was it a level 1 boon on the Sower?
He's in
There's
trouble,
the jetpack.
basically. I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just dead.
I think this is the play he has to make.
He's not technically dead by these numbers yet, but
Wow,
he's done.
that's interesting.
Okay, well now he's dead.
Why didn't he do that?
Well, if he put it
pre-combat?
down pre-combat, the dragon was going to shrink.
What?
The steel scale.
Yeah.
Sportsmanship
Oh,
doesn't have
yeah. Wow, I
Yeah,
forgot
so he
about
couldn't
that.
he couldn't play it pre-combat.
Oh my goodness, yeah, it's even rougher.
Yeah, so that he was just dead.
Okay, there we go. ErrorAsh has first one on the board. I
So
believe
that was
my
a rough
prediction.
first game.
My prediction's looking pretty good here, Jake.
Yeah, but your rep isn't looking too good because you lost to that deck that just got stomped.
so you're gonna keep bringing that up, are you?
It's kind of a win-win for my side.
I don't really like where this is going. Actually, I think we're losing you on this call.
I'm either correct today or you got wrecked yesterday. So,
I was
I'm
really
happy
out of it yesterday, so I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
that didn't actually happen. What?
if he can stay on the board better, then he has a good shot at taking these down. But he can't let the game run away like that.
Yep. All right, we're going to start a giveaway here in a moment. If you
All
want to
right.
be eligible for the giveaway, make sure you're a follower of the stream. We're going to go ahead and run one here. Oh, that's not working now. Okay, provide us with some scintillating commentary while I do this.
The Scorchman Dragon has entered the battlefield.
I like that. Let's see. We're going to say hashtag error is what you put in if you want to qualify for the giveaway.
All right.
And
maybe I'll
hashtag
take
error
that in.
and be a follower of the stream. Okay.
I'm a follower. I could probably qualify.
Enjoying the hat rack while you're at it.
Yeah, Hat Rack is where it's at. I'm the Lord of the Hats. Join the club. We're a happy bunch.
All right, so he's got to play Nuada here, right? Like, he's got a serious opening. His opponent just has...
Absolutely. I mean, he should slam Nuada every time he sees it, to be honest,
Yeah.
because Technonaut can't kill it effectively.
See, why not
With
put
the-
Nuada there in front of
Yeah.
the egg? Do you see a reason not to? That seems like a pretty good play to me. But not
I actually think I like it better away from the egg. If you put it in front of the egg, you actually open yourself up to, say, jetpack. Some combination of shock, jetpack, warmonger mod or something.
Oh my god. I think you could also look at it the other way, that dragon can't walk in front of it and kill it, though. I think that is a more likely scenario than jetpack, shock, warmonger mod, or whatever madness you just threw at me.
I think it was actually shock.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Either way, you look at fringe scenarios. I think either placement is fine.
I think we're seeing right now, though, that placing in front of the dragon would have been better to hide it from the dragon.
Well, he could have overridden the egg, though. How much do you care if the egg is on the board?
You're right. Good point. All right. I think I would put the Leafkin in front of the egg and make him have to overwrite again. If he doesn't, it gives that Leafkin a chance to grow. And then what?
Yeah,
Death
for sure.
Weaver.
You could definitely. I mean, sacrificing 3 damage in that, but it's not the end of the world.
The problem is life total might become an issue really quickly here against the 16-9 dragon. Like, if he finds a jetpack warmonger mod or something, the game could be over nearly instantly.
Because it just ends the game at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem that
So
I
much
had
damage.
when I played, is that dragon, if it gets out of control, if you don't have an answer to it, it just wins.
Yeah, it's really a very interesting match at this early point because both sides have huge threats, and the other side can't really deal with them very effectively.
Yeah, I think I would rather have the 16-9 with breakthroughs.
I would also rather have the dragon. Okay.
I'm
But
going
you
to
saw
go
the
with
last
the
game,
bigger
he
one.
couldn't deal with the grow-wide threats.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're both, sort of just playing their strategy.
Right.
And they're trying to punch through.
Shock Lance
I like
him.
this too. Yeah, take
The
him
question is, do you Warmonger or whatever, War Merchant, or do you just Jetpack to give him even more attack? I don't think you move. I think you kill him and get the breakthrough, but what do you do as your next play?
He's going for War Merchant.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think
Being
that's
able to
more
grow
solid.
him.
You don't need to level Jetpack at all.
And you don't need to level Fervent Assault. You just...
Yeah.
And now he's just hoping, like, please don't come up with 7 to kill this guy, because if you don't, I may just win.
Flat out, and we could be
Oh
at
my
1-1.
goodness. Yeah, he's going to do a lot of damage. So he's looking at this. He can't do the
Lord.
7, but what he can do is pray for the ultimate miracle and Lotus in like 4, 1, 2, skill shriek for the win. I mean, that would be a huge blowout play, but it's not a great play because it's kind of unlikely. And the problem with Shriek is, actually, no, it works out fine because they battle and then he drops Shriek and it blows him out. So either way, it was probably going to work. He would have had to get kind of unlucky for it not to work. So here we go. We're seeing Shriek as the answer to Dragon. Look at that. A pathetic Shriek basically completely changed the ballgame.
The savior.
That was a game changer because with this Warmonger mod and
That would have
War
been a
Merchant,
scary dragon.
oh lordy, that'd been pretty good.
Play level 1, swinging for 40. Like,
It's a pretty good way to lower that resource of your opponents.
Yeah, a life resource, that's
It's
going down.
Gone. Yeah, I'm curious to see what he does here. I mean, I love Dragon here. I can see why you might Warmonger mod to get rid of that Tree Folk, because the Tree Folk is really annoying. How much is the buff on the Merchant? Is it +3 attack?
It is.
I actually don't know what he does. Because what you could do is go like Heartseeker in the middle and buff it with War Merchant. To
Okay,
keep it
War
around.
Merchant is +4 at level 1.
Just attack though, no health.
Yeah, just attack.
Oh, then I
only
love the
center
dragon
lane.
in the middle. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, hit that
+4,
dragon.
+6, +8.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, and now his Colossus is ready to roll.
Ready to rock and roll.
Whoa.
That is wow. Can you imagine if he still had a dragon to play? Just
I think he loses actually. I think that draw loses the game. I mean,
I think it does for sure. He can't do anything with that.
I mean, it depends what ErrorAsh can put together here. If he can put together a big turn, I think he's really in trouble.
Even if he just has a modest turn that keeps the pressure on. Like, the best case that Phoenix can do is go over in 5 and trade for that Tree Folk.
I think you play Sower Eidolon, or do you just ignore that? I think you actually ignore the Crucible, make him come up with something. All right, yeah, so he's going to do that. He's going to blow him up. Did he? Oh. That's too bad. I
That's
think he
big
wanted
Sower.
to leave him around.
Potentially, to turn off a dragon, he can afford to take 6. Either way,
Yeah.
Grim situation with that giant Sower. Going to set up the board next to him.
Yeah, oh my goodness. And then the best thing he can do is shock level a Warmonger mod. Ugh. That's brutal. I mean, do you put Phoenix into shock the Sower Warmonger mod, pray your opponent doesn't have an answer that you can kill him, take 18 in the process?
Maybe.
Is that your best play?
You have to gamble at this point if you want a shot at winning this game from this side.
Man, putting him in 5 is kind of like, well, I'm dead to the Sower unless I mean, I don't even know what he can draw that kills an 11-16 Sower.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's in trouble though. I mean, he needs to have a really good next hand, and he needs ErrorAsh to not put something good together here. Which route does he go? Either one is a hopeful route. Because just imagine if he goes 4 Warmonger mod and then roars, like, or Dryad's Boon, and then womp womp. You took 18
Womp, womp,
and you didn't
you
kill
did.
the Sower. And
There's too many buffs. There's too many buffs to risk it.
yeah, I think so too. You just shock the Sower.
Shock it, mod something.
Maybe mod the
Yeah.
dragon. Yeah,
Yeah, sure. Everything else is dying, so
it's a big dragon.
it's a really big dragon. One of the bigger baby dragons I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Not the biggest, but it's not bad.
All right, and his opponent can't really capitalize. That's where it kind of worked out okay.
Yeah, he really doesn't have a lot of action this turn.
No, I mean, so the question to me is, do you play Nuwada and Krogus to put that giant threat in, or do you go Nuwada, Eidolon to really just try to pressure and win and take advantage of this opportunity that's opened up for you?
He's still got 87 life.
Yeah, I think this is what I would do as
You
well.
play Krogus.
If you can get a Krogus 3 in your deck, and next turn you can turn it into something else, I like this play.
Yeah, definitely.
And I really
play
like the
those two
placement
cards.
here. Because now if he overwrites that dragon, he's overwritten multiple buffs that it's gotten.
Well, this time, definitely you want to put it in the middle. Because putting it to either side opens it up to a lot of danger as well.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, he probably does have to do that with his dragon. Oh, he's not going to. He's going to risk.
Yeah.
The problem if you do that, if you put the Colossus in 4, you allow your opponent to play multiple spells and sort of fill the board with plants that you can then hit with Nuwadas.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, he's got a plant no matter what next turn anyway, when it comes down to it.
Yeah, true. And then if you don't put dragon in 4, you have a dragon. So I don't know. That's a tough call. I think I would probably just kill the Sower here.
It's safer.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that far away from the Colossus doing stuff anyways. And to be honest, this is a good placement for it too because it'll now block the incoming.
Yeah.
So, treat for that.
All right, so we've got some interesting stuff here. I think to me, I think you just go Deathweaver 1, turn Krogius into a plant, and try to Shriek in 4. But even if you miss in 4, that's not that bad because it turns off his dragon, and his dragon can't go anywhere. So, you're not as devastated if it misses.
I should mention this. You should maybe roll off that giveaway before everyone's entry expires.
I don't think they expire, but yeah, we'll do it. All right, so I'm rolling it off now. The winner is X Altadone. Congratulations, sir. Your code will be delivered to you at the end of the forge.
Oh, did we actually get the proper giveaway system back? So there's no expiry.
We did, yeah, we did.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, makes me happy. All right, so he's tempted to go Jetpack. God, if you Fervent Assaults, that would be the greatest play ever. He is!
Yeah! Yes!
Oh my
The
god.
dancing dragon!
To kill... Oh man, that's so ugly. But it does take out Nuada and the Nether Shriek. And probably trades with the Tree Folk. So, I mean, that could be a board saving play there. That's cool.
He's almost survived to play level 3. He has Scorchmane 3 in his deck, but ErrorAsh has Krogius 3 in his deck.
And for all of you,
3.1 has potential to be a big turn.
For all of you typing that in, you don't need to worry. All your entries were there. Okay. Yeah, so we got Nuada 2 coming down. I gotta think Leafkin 2. I mean, Leafkin gets substantially worse as we level, but what's the other choice? A Shriek? I think I'd rather have a plant down with Nuada. That worst case scenario, you just zap him and turn him into a plant.
I don't know if the Leafkin's even worth it. You could even do something like Epidemic. Your Tree Folk lives through combat.
That's interesting. I think the one play I would not have done is the Nether Shriek. I think I would have been more interested to play Dryad's Boon or Epidemic or Leafkin. Would not have played Nether Shriek. So it'll be interesting to see what the thought process there. Maybe the thought process was he doesn't have a lot of steel scales. And so even having a level 2 Nether Shriek
could be very useful. Because there is no Steel Scale 3. There's only Steel Scale 2.
Right. So that if that's his theory, then I think I can get behind that.
Yep.
That he's kind of worried that his opponent is going to be able to just kind of, boom, do something crazy.
Well, because the Steel Scale 2 could still be a game-winning threat if it comes down to it, with some Warmonger Mounting help and whatnot.
Yeah, it's less so going into player level 3 when you have answers like, I'll see your Steel Scale with a Krogius.
Yep.
But yeah, for sure. Yeah, so like if he had... the Epidemic would have been really good there, because now that Crucible, not only does it live, it's active now.
Yeah, and attacks.
Yeah, that was a pretty good turn for him. Now he doesn't have a plant on the board. I don't know. I don't like the Nether Drake play there. Yeah. He's really thinking about this last play. I think I like the idea of a Fervent Assault here. I don't think you want a lot of non-defenders going into level 3 hoping to get your dragon. Although they're hard to ignore because they're big enough bodies.
Oh.
Alright. Now, ErrorAsh kind of whiffed here. But if he had played that Leafkin, it'd be a 3. I mean, it's just something to think about. Would that be that much more valuable? I'm not sure. Leafkin 3
It would be moderately more valuable.
But probably, I think here I might be tempted to just go like Deathweaver plus Plant. Oh, that's interesting. So this gets him a little bit bigger bodies. the tree folk is slightly smaller than it would have been for me. That's interesting. All right.
Not a lot of difference. It's not a stellar 3.1 hand.
Yeah, no, neither player has the great one. I mean, he's got the 3.1 Phoenix Ash, which you're always going for that.
Well, that's the Tiny Gram standard.
Oh man, so now this guy moves wherever he wants. This is kind of cool. I love
This is kind of awesome, yeah.
the double, and it's 6 damage, so it doesn't actually kill anything. So he's basically putting 3 cards or 2 more cards
it's been
into
double
it.
fervent assaulted, right? Yeah, it's 9.
Hmm?
It's 9 damage, right?
It's
Double
9?
double proc, yeah, double trigger. So you can kill the Nauta with.
Oh, I didn't realize it was 9.
Because 3 from the first set of triggers and 6 from the new fervent assault.
I didn't. Oh, I keep forgetting the first one is 3. I keep thinking it's 2. Yeah, so that ends up being really good then. If you can kill the
Yeah,
Nauta
it
with
works
it.
out pretty nicely.
But then now, what is his best play? A Steel Scale Dragon?
Post combat, it has to be if you want
Yeah,
to do
it's
it.
not sure it's gonna be enough to save him. I mean, it's really gonna come down to the next draw for both of these players. One of them could quite easily just pull away.
Oh!
And both of them got kind of monster draws. So now the game got interesting.
Dynamite!
I think you have to play Nuada Skill Shriek. Like, there's just not another play. The fact that Nether Shriek
This just
has
in, guys.
move-
Anagram says play the level 3
Dude,
cards.
he's got move, and he's movable, portable, removal. How do you not play that card? All right.
Did you learn that philosophy from your daughter?
Yeah, she's a good teacher.
Yeah.
How
She
about
came
this
up
play?
with the player level 2 cards that you've expanded and now
I
play
think this
level
is the wrong play, but you could go Dragon, then Shock the Tree Folk, it would die, and Warmonger Mod the Dragon. A 48 Dragon. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't think that play will win.
I'm going to go with no.
You kill the Tree Folk.
That's true.
The other play,
You can also just block the tree folk.
yeah, that's the other play is to block it with the Crucible.
With the Crucible, yeah.
I kind of like the Shock Warmonger mod play better. It actually gives
A
you
little
an out.
bit, to be honest, because, the Crucible's going to die anyway.
Right, this gives you an
So,
out.
I say go for it.
I mean, maybe you can win. You're probably not going to win anyway, but I feel like this
But
gives you.
this gives you a much better shot at winning.
Yeah, you have an
So, yeah,
outside
I
player.
definitely agree. Go for it.
See what he does.
No contest.
He's like, I don't know. These guys are kind of crazy. Maybe I go with the Crucible.
What does Crucible accomplish, though?
It
It
lives,
blocks, and then it dies.
and then it dies to Nether Shriek as it moves over.
Yeah, exactly. So what exactly does it accomplish over the shock?
Yeah. Yep, that's what we're gonna have to do.
Here we go.
Boom! Oh my goodness!
Boom. Oh, it's beautiful.
The most
Come on,
exciting
click it.
play
There
in
it
history of
is.
Soulforge. The 48-24 Dragon. Oh, it's a thing of beauty.
Does he have a Warmonger in his hand? No Warmonger. He had a shot at a one-hit KO.
That would have been cool. Let's see. What does ErrorAsh have to do? He's going to hit him for 15 anyway, take him down to 22. He could Dryad's Boon that guy. He could double Dryad's Boon it and not play any creatures.
Seems logical.
Yeah,
sir.
it seems good.
He needs to get some pressure on the board right now.
Yeah, I mean, if he had a plant in his hand, I feel like he wins.
But he
Does not have a plant.
does not have a plant.
That's really tough. I mean, he's got Explosive Demise, which he can't actually play.
You can't
It's not
use it on
level.
anything except the Nuada if you played it, or the Tarsus. But that's we're not going to deign to consider that line of play.
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously playing Nuada, so then the question becomes, do you play Tarsus or do you just Dryad's Boon first somebody else?
I think you definitely play Tarsus. You need to fill those
Yeah.
lanes.
I mean, you can
right
put him
now.
in 3, and maybe you prevent him from coming through. Now, he's got a lot of direct damage, so there's a really good chance that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, your alternative, though, is you don't fill it, and he
You-
definitely hits you for 48. So,
That does seem bad for some reason.
yeah.
All right, so I think what he's going to do is go Crucible there, shock it, jetpack, and move over and slam him for 48 in the face. That's what I think he's going to do.
I love it.
I think it's the right play, too. I think it
Oh,
might
it's
actually
100% the right play.
It might win the game.
It is a game-winning play unless ErrorAsh brings the goods right now. See, he's debating now, but no. Go empty lane and kill.
Yeah, I think you have to.
You have to. There's no. He needs to. ErrorAsh still at 71. Now he's at 20. Now he could even feasibly be burned down if it came down to it.
Now, ErrorAsh did pull a Krogius. What's so beautiful about this play is he can't block the dragon with the Krogius unless he wants it to die.
It will die.
Which I think he has to do. He just goes Krogius, plant, turn plant into giant monster, win.
Yeah.
Actually, no. He puts the plant in front of the dragon, and then has
Plant
his
will kill the
Krogius
dragon,
win.
then has a Krogius.
Oh, and he gets to kill it with a baby Krogius. Baby
Oh, that's
Krogius
so cute. So
kills
cute.
dragon. And that's ballgame.
And now Krogius takes it down.
Wow, that was a really
He's getting
exciting
nothing.
game, though. Because
That
Technonaut
was a
was
concession.
just dead. And then had some really cool stuff that he could do.
Well, look, the light totals at the end, at the concession, 20-17.
Yeah.
Both were in range of dying. You know, both people had huge threats at the end.
Yeah, that was a really fun comeback there. Let's go ahead and do another giveaway.
All right.
This time,
What do I type in this time to try and win?
hashtag Krogius. I mean, we got to see both Krogiuses, the baby and the daddy, won the game. That's pretty good. Baby and
Yeah,
daddy.
you're right. Baby took down the level 3 Scourgemane dragon that had been Warmonger modded
Yep.
with the help of a crazy elephant. But, you know, Baby Krogius.
And Daddy Krogius
And then
comes
Daddy
in,
Krogius took it down.
finishes it off. Bum, 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 bum. Go Daddy Krogius. I do love Daddy Krogius.
Oh yeah.
He's pretty good. Just imagine if he had consistent on him. Oh, man. I want a
Beautiful.
All right, we're back to the Sower met by Crucible, playing a dragon down. I gotta say, Technonaut has not done well with his dragons. Like, he's leveled a lot of them, and he just hasn't pulled them. So I'm curious to see if we can have a game where he both pulls the Steel Scale and the Scorchmanes more regularly. I'm wondering if that's been the big difference maker here, that he's just not finding all of his dragons.
That's the thing. He hasn't been hitting the Steel Scale to get him to the point where he's at a parity board situation in Scorchmane can win.
Is he roaring here? That's interesting. I think I would
Yeah,
play
that was a
Nuada.
roar.
Yeah, I don't like
Yep,
this
that
play.
was a roar.
It gives him another guy, but for what purpose? I mean, okay, so it lets him kill the Colossus. I feel like he's
I
valuing
mean, that's
Sower.
kind of cool, but
Yeah, he's valuing
I would
Sower
rather
a
have a
lot.
Nuada on the board.
Yeah, same here. I think a Nuada on the board is really good. It lets you potentially draw into a Deathweaver, get a 9/9 seedling. But it's his deck. He must know what he's doing there. He's really valuing Sower's life a lot. All right. So imagine if he had a Nuada down.
Right?
He's got a
Where-
lot of
where
choices.
The other line was just card parity, and the Sower still didn't live.
Right,
Like
without
yes, he roared.
Nuada, he has a terrible hand. With Nuada, he has a great hand. Like, he's in business. And now he's
Baby Krogius
roaring
coming down.
seedlings. Oh my god. This really is interesting to see that disparity between having Nuada and not having Nuada.
It's a little bit different.
Such a huge difference. I think
This
he's
does
gonna try
not
to
give him the same kind of pressure.
So is he gonna Warmonger mod here, or is he gonna Fervent Assault and just like move over kill Krogius?
I like Fervent Assault.
Yeah, I think I do too. I kind of like maybe even Flamelance better. I don't know.
I like Dancing Dragons.
I do like Dancing Dragons, but he's gonna die. So he basically, it was the choice between, do you level Fervent Assault or do you level Flamelance?
Yeah, okay, but I mean, do you really need Flame? What does
know.
Flame Lance 2 kill level 2 cards? all by itself.
Not too many. I mean,
there's not much, right?
it kills underleveled sowers and Deathweavers. It kills on-level Nether Shrieks. It kills actually on-level Leafkins. Oh, wow, that was a really weird play. Oh, my goodness.
Deathweaver, Nether
That was I don't like that play. I think you got to block the Nether Drake there and not go for the... Sorry, the Steel Scale and not go for the 1 and 3. Wow,
that was risky. He took a lot of damage for that play. On a 33 gamble, took 16.
Yeah, that was interesting. Does he go Shock Flame Lance on the Deathweaver? Yeah,
he does. Yeah,
that's
for
sure. Right.
You don't want to let the Deathweaver carry over.
I feel like ErrorAsh hasn't played this game how I would have played it. I'm tempted to say not very well, but...
Well, yeah, but he was 2-0 against the Steel Scale deck, and you lost the Steel Scale.
That is a good point.
I'm not sure how much faith I put in your opinions on what cards to play,
But the difference is I've seen it now, and I have experience with it.
Oh, okay.
See?
So you're like an older man now. You have some experience.
My vast experience has grown with me.
Yeah.
The question here is, do you go Nether Shriek to get it leveled? I think you do.
I think you do. I think this is a dragon-heavy game at this point. He did not.
I don't understand what's going on with all the roars. I feel like he's...
Well, he's leveled all 3 roars now, right?
Well, that was 2.1.
You're right. Okay, so he leveled 2, and then that was another one.
Oh man, I don't know what he's doing anymore. I think I would have also just played both dragons here. I'm not sure why you would not. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
You would level the level 1 dragon block?
I think so. I'll certainly consider it.
I think I like playing Crucible instead because then you have someone to cover the other half of the board.
Yeah, maybe.
With, say, a Fervent Assault, which he does have 1 level too.
Yeah, that's true. This is a better route. I like getting those dragons leveled, but maybe he feels like an underleveled dragon is not quite good enough anyway, or he needs to relieve the pressure of the board a little bit.
I think he's actually got a pretty good handle on the pressure board.
Yeah, I agree.
He doesn't need to be putting pressure on specifically.
This is my question that I keep coming back to. Would ErrorAsh still have that Nuada? Like, what has he played that would have killed that Nuada?
Not a lot. I think it would definitely be dead, but the game would have taken a very different line.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it would have forced Technonaut to play. I don't remember all the plays he made, so I don't know if he would have had to play plays he didn't like.
He would have had to put a Steel Scale in front of the Nuada.
I think you have to play Crocus.
He needs something to win in play level 3.
Yeah.
Like at this point, in his spot, I feel like he's behind quite a bit.
Oh, I agree. But roaring at this point now, he's sort of all in on like getting a Roar 3 and winning that way. Like I feel like for some reason the first 2 games he had this approach of like loading the board with big dudes and winning. And this game he's like, no. I'm just gonna roar a couple dudes and have them die, and go a different approach and have like a Roar 3, Krogius 3 as my win condition. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just surprised that he's kind of changed gears like this. It doesn't feel like he needed to.
Yeah, I felt like what he was doing the first 2 games was working very well. Yeah. And my hopes of Scorchmane winning this match were plummeting,
Yeah, I'm really surprised. And here we go. We get a Scorchmane. All right, he's got some Nuadas finally. I think I play one. Colossus got a couple turns. He can't.
I think it might be too late for the first Nuada.
Yeah, he may be right. I mean, he can't kill this dragon unless he goes
Where's
Lotus
he even
Epidemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to do it.
Yep, there it comes.
Oh,
Dragon's
man.
down.
He's really put himself in a tough spot this game. And here comes the dragon to blow out the Lotus. He doesn't have a great second play. Do you just dragon here?
I would probably play the egg. He goes to the
He's gonna
jetpack.
jetpack and put the pressure on.
Put the pressure on. Okay,
I like
you know what? I
that.
like this too. I like this too.
Yeah, I do too. I think I would have egged just to have the really strong 3, but I think this is better. I think somehow ErrorAsh has let Technonaut pressure him this game.
Yeah, I think it's a good recognition there by Technonaut that he can actually push this for an early
He
win.
can crank it up.
Yeah.
I think I like this too. Lotus Roar. Like, this is the path he's chosen this game. So now we're going to ride it out and see if it works. I mean, it's an interesting thing to do in a best of 3 to kind of like shake it up. If nothing else, you give your opponent this idea of like, hey, you never know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'm going to go for a totally different win condition. They're like, really? Oh, okay, I wasn't ready for that. I think he was thinking about Fervent Assault to move him to the middle to buff him with War Merchant.
Yeah, I don't know if that's worth it specifically. I think he'd rather just leave that Krogius there for now.
Yeah.
Like, he could put something there right now with the intention of then moving it out of the middle next turn.
Yeah, I mean, especially since we're on player level 3, we haven't seen a single Nuada yet. It's highly unlikely. I mean, first of all, it's highly unlikely he even plays one. If he does, you don't care if that's a 7/7 Krogius on level 3.
Exactly. Like, that Krogius can sit there as far as I'm
I
concerned.
think you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the game, I'll roll the giveaway that you guys have entered. If you haven't entered yet, it's hashtag Krogius, and be a follower of the stream if you want to be eligible.
And if you're a subscriber, you actually get double odds. But I
You
never
do
say
not,
that.
actually, no. Thanks for passing misinformation along. All right, I think I like that.
When is the giveaway, he asks. Someone answers, May.
All right, so the dragon's a little bit small. That's probably okay. Okay, so he's got Roar 3, right? So, like, this is what he wanted. And now look at what Roar 3 hits. Nothing. Like, Roar 3 was a total debacle. I guess it wasn't a total debacle, but it...
That's a very large Krogius. You know that?
That is. That's it. I love that Krogius. He makes me happy. All right,
Happy
so-
on the inside.
Mhm. So he gets to go shock. I don't know. Does he want to shock though? Is he gonna go like shock Warmonger Mon? Is he? So I guess the question is, he could go shock Jetpack.
I think it's shock jetpack, and then you
Yeah.
play the new dragon,
Exactly.
right?
I think
You
that's
shock 4, you jetpack it, move into 1, trade
Yep.
it for the Lotus, and then you play the new dragon and activate it.
yeah. I think you want to shock the Lotus though. Well, I don't know. The Lotus doesn't. I'm sorry. Shock the Sower. I don't think the Sower is doing
yeah,
much.
no, sorry. No, you're right. You're
I
right.
actually don't know if you do. Maybe you just kill the 1 and 4. Because normally the Sower is the right play, but if he's not playing Nuada, what? The Sower gives him some 3/3s, big deal. You don't care.
I was on shocking the Lotus because you want to avoid taking 24 damage.
Yeah, that's what I would do as well.
Okay, so now you're first you disagreed with me, now you're agreeing with me.
Yep. Now, well, at
All
first
right.
I was like, this dude is all in on Sower, and then I realized, for what end? Like, it's a pretty low value when there's no Nuada.
I mean, okay, he's thinking about shocking the Sower. He's deciding, does my opponent have another Roar in his hand? Is there another Roar 3 in ErrorAsh's hand?
Oh, this is interesting. All right, let's see. See what happens here. Dun, 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 dun. See if Technonaut is smarter than we are.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, don't say anything.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think there might be a better play of moving.
It's actual
Yeah.
total truth.
All right, so he's gonna Warmonger mod, and he missed lethal there. So what he could have done was go Jetpack
Jetpack,
and then
Warmonger
Warmonger
mod,
mod and have
and
lethal.
attack to the empty lane.
It's gonna be
But it's too
interesting
late.
because he may lose.
I
on
think he
missing
actually
lethal.
just realized it right now. Might, but it is too late because the jetpack only puts him to 27 now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's hard to always be looking for lethal at every second when you're just trying to find. He had a lot of good plays here.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also interesting because I don't really shouldn't really point it out right away
Mm-hmm.
because if he didn't notice it, but he can hear us. Like, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, exactly. Yep, just imagine if we had that misplay emote. Ah, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
I wish we
We
had
gotta
it.
get that lethal emote, and we gotta get that misplay emote going.
Yeah. People would. All right, let's see what he can do. What he can do.
To be honest, he probably just wins anyways if he empty lanes, puts the jetpack on it.
Yeah, because of the breakthrough.
Because of the breakthrough on the second hit. Like, there's no way he stops 26 damage, right? So it honestly makes no difference.
Maybe. I mean, if his opponent has removal in his hand, then it
That's
could,
true. Yeah, you're right.
could be a difference.
Shriek could stop it.
So we'll see. It's going to be a very interesting end to this game. I know how Technonaut feels right now. I have missed lethal before, and
You can even say Tiny Guys misses lethal on
and
daily basis.
it's really hard because you're like, oh my god, I missed lethal. The nice thing is the new dragon's going to have breakthrough as well, so he probably is still going to be fine. Let's see, does he have a way to stop them both? Actually, he might. I mean, he could get lucky. He could go like
He's got the Shriek.
play a guy and go for the 50-50 shot. I don't know. We'll see. And of course, Technonaut can draw into a Flame Lance and just win the game outright. So this is a really crazy one. Really, really crazy one. Oh, that's right. He's at exactly 4. So if Technonaut can draw a level 1 Heartseeker, he would have him as well. Oh, that would be hilarious. I mean, it would take a couple turns, though, because he would have to draw it,
You have to
play it,
yeah.
and then
Has
next
to
turn.
be able to be activated.
Yeah, so luckily for Technonaut, ErrorAsh does not have a pressure hand where he's just putting on the pressure to win. Like if he pulled a Krogius 3 here or something, that would be kind of a different story.
There's the Shriek.
Interesting. Breakthrough.
Picked up breakthrough when he killed it. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
because I think now he lost. What he had to do was kill the other guy and go for the 50-50.
Yeah, and try and hit the flip after the lane was empty.
Kind of
Because
an ugly,
now he's dead.
kind of an ugly end of the game. Is one player misses lethal, another player sort of misses his shot at winning with a 50-50, which would have been cool because then maybe Heartseeker could have won. I was really hoping.
You would have had a turn. Can he kill the Heartseeker?
Oh, that's hilarious. No. So, yeah, if he had gotten everything to work right for ErrorAsh, then the Heartseeker might have won the game. That'd have been great. All right.
That would have been hilarious.
So that was an interesting game. It was like a really well played game with a kind of a marred end, which happens sometimes when you
It
have
was a
pressure.
messy end. That happens. It's a complicated board at that point.
Yep.
With a moderately complicated card in the steel scale because it does turn off and on depending on what's on the board.
Exactly.
We messed up the commentary for sure.
Yeah.
They messed up the playing for sure.
So we're gonna go ahead and do the roll off. The roll goes to Dangerous Dane. Congratulations, sir. I don't think I know Dangerous Dane, so.
I've never heard his name before. Are you sure he's a real person?
No, I've not. Not at all. Now I'm wondering if he's a cyborg.
I'm thinking maybe you should give me the giveaway.
Oh, well.
Because you know I'm a real person.
That I'm not sure at all about. I think after your accident, you're mostly machine at this point.
Fair enough.
All right. So he wants to kill the Sower.
Oh my god.
He's like, all right, we're killing the Sower. We're not gonna mess around with him anymore.
All right, none of that business. Phoenix comes down. I want to see a 2.4 Phoenix. It's been like 3 games in a row now. No 2.4 Phoenix. Not acceptable in my book.
All right, so he's gonna roar here probably because he's totally in love with these pops. I mean, for me, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting because it does get him to where he supposedly lives, but then he dies. I think I would have been much more interested to empty lane the Deathweaver. I kind of feel like...
I mean, it
if
always
he's-
feels to me like Deathweaver is a card that you want to play whenever you're playing a deck with Deathweaver in it. Level
Right.
him up, and then he levels up all the other cards.
Right. I'm kind of confused by this whole thing. Like, if you're going to go all in on the Sower like he is, I don't understand why he's not going all in on Nuwata then. Like, he's kind of confusing me on his gameplay.
They go hand in hand, right?
I was curious here if he was going to play Dragon or Baby Dragon. Dragon Egg.
He's going for the Steel Scale.
Yeah, Skill Scale makes sense because he's got to kill the Phoenix.
Yeah, the
And
Phoenix
if he
is going to
doesn't,
die.
Technonaut's like, okay, cool, here's 14 to the face.
You take 7, yep.
So I don't know. He's gonna Dryad's Boon, I guess, which kills the Dragon Egg, which doesn't gain him much. I don't quite understand the insistence on getting all these pops, and if you're gonna do that, I think you play something first to hope that that pops in 3. Like that was a 1 in 3 shot. I think you could have improved that, unless he was thinking he was gonna play Krogius there if it missed, which is reasonable as well. But I think I played like Leafkin in 5.
I think it's early enough still for Leafkin.
What's up?
I think it's early enough still for Leafkin if you wanted to go that route. I think he's looking at Roar here, but
Yeah, he's always looking at Roar.
he's loving the Roar.
I
mean, and it didn't work that well last game.
Yeah, I don't like Roar here, but I will not be surprised if he roars. And it's fine. It's one of those things of I don't really understand his deck, so it's entirely possible that Roar is the right play.
See, Tiny Guys fully admits he
it's
has no idea what he's doing.
Wow. So what does he do here? Is he tempted to go Warmonger mod and just slam through 16 and go that route?
I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it.
I'd be kind of tempted to play Fervent Assault, move over, kill the... Oh, no, never mind. That doesn't reach that far.
No, but you could Fervent Assault, move over, kill the Sower.
Yeah.
Or Warmonger mod, move over, kill the Sower.
Yeah, I don't...
whichever you
See,
prefer.
I don't think I care that much about the Sower. I think if I'm Technonaut, I'm still not a believer in the Sower. I think I would go, like, Dragon Egg in front of it to level it.
Sure.
Warmonger mod Dragon, and then
Move to the middle, do 16.
Yeah, maybe play Colossus. I don't know. Maybe play Colossus post combat in 1 or in 5. I don't really know. Any of those are fine. but
Well, I
think,
definitely want to play the Baby Dragon.
Yeah, exactly. I really think we play Baby Dragon Colossus and say leveled the good cards. Don't care about your Sower. You haven't even been playing your Deathweavers for some reason. They're just not scary if you're not doing anything with them. And I think that's totally fine as well. You block the damage.
Well, you can't put the Colossus in front of the Leafkin.
I mean, you can, because if it bumps up to 7/7, then you shock it or flame lance it with the Colossus. And
Well, yeah,
kill
but
it.
neither of them is still attacking them.
Oh, you're right.
So if you put it in frame lane 5,
Yeah.
you're giving him a free pass all the way to level 3.
You really are. That probably would not be great. Oh, he got
Oh.
the 50-50.
50-50
Big
flip,
50-50
wins it
there.
on the streak.
And he got the seedling out of it too. So now the Roar
Now it
looks
looks
good.
really rough because that's a 5-creature board to 0.
Ooh, boy. What do you do here? Do you go Phoenix 1, shock one of the seedlings, jetpack to kill the Sower? Would you?
See,
I guess Warmonger mod.
I'm kind of wishing that he'd gone with my original line last turn. Screw 16 or 8 damage to the face, kill the Sower off the board.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I still don't think that Sower gained him that much. He gained him one more 1/1 seedling.
Well, yeah, but that seedling's going to live now, and it's going to get warped at some point. He's going to fill the 2 lanes that don't have guys in them.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be kind of tempted here to grow the progenitor and then Spirit Leash the seedling onto him and have a 16/16 level 3 progenitor.
Well,
That might win, actually. Like, that might just
because
be
then
too
you
much.
open up the lane for the next turn
Right.
for it off as well.
I actually think that's the play. Like, I think that's a really strong play. It gives him another seedling from the sower. I'm not sure Technonaut can recover from that, actually. It'll be interesting to see if he can. I know he probably wants to hit his sower because he loves the sower more than any human loves anything. But I think he hit the progenitor. Let's see. I'm very curious to see what Rudy goes here.
I definitely think Progenitor is a much more scary card right now than Sower.
Yeah, I do too. He hit the sower.
You hit the Sower.
He loves that sower. Man, I really think if he had hit that progenitor, he wins. He's still...
But there is nothing that Technonaut could do about that Progenitor.
Except for put a steel scale in front of it and flame lance it. or Warmonger mod it. But at that point, he still has his beloved sower around. Like, that's one thing to think about. If you really love the sower, make the progenitor such a threat that he has to remove it and it gives him no options but
You're
to
right.
remove
By
it.
buffing that Sower, he is guaranteed its eventual death. That's a cruel and evil thing.
All right. Okay. He didn't choose not to play Nuada this game, but will he choose not to here? I still can't believe he only has 2 Nuadas in his deck. Like, his whole deck is plants. I still don't even understand what ErrorAsh is doing at this point. I don't know. It certainly worked out well, but I still don't quite understand.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
How about that Sower? How about that Sower, sir?
That's pretty good. That's a pretty strong sower. And he's clearly going to win the game.
That Sower is now life itself.
Oh boy, it looks like we've got a runaway on our hands.
Wait, Tarsus an epidemic are just too strong as cards. Makes that going to be. Have those cards even been played? Like,
Yep, not really. What's going on here? Is ErrorAsh not hit end turn? Is that what's happening? I think so. I wonder if ErrorAsh might be having some sort of troubles with
technical difficulties, they do occur.
It looks like I'm looking at his board. He has hit continue or end turn, and Technonaut does not have end turn. His turn hasn't started, so we appear to be stuck in a time loop.
All right.
So this is a point apparently where we don't age and time doesn't pass, so we can do whatever we want.
This is a brief moment where Tiny Grabs can feel young.
If you had a day like this and you could do anything you wanted that didn't age you or anything, what would you do? Would you practice like juggling so the next day you could be a really good juggler? You're like, I don't know if you've seen the movie Groundhog Day, but that's kind of the premise.
Interesting.
Oh man.
He gets frozen in time for a day and uses it to become a master juggler.
Have you not seen Groundhog Day?
I don't think so.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
what happens.
Wow, that's not what happens. But what happens is
It sounded like that's what happens.
he ends up repeating the same day over and over, but retains the skills that he has acquired.
Okay, I've seen a movie where that happened, but it's not called Groundhog Day.
Well, it probably had some
The
French-Canadian title.
movie,
Le Day de la Groundhog.
the Tom Cruise movie, where he gets looping in the same day in the war against the aliens.
I don't think...
It was just in theaters. You probably haven't seen it. You don't have
Oh, no. Are you talking about Oblivion?
seen it. Yeah, no.
I don't know.
It's the
All right.
new Tom Cruise action movie where Tom Cruise kills aliens. You know how Tom Cruise loves aliens?
We do seem to have a problem where we have lost Technonaut, but I can see the game going in the YouTube, in the Skype channel. So, ErrorAsh, if you could stop for just a moment so we could get back Technonaut, unless he has rage quit. I'm not sure. Not sure which one is. I don't think he has rage quit, but maybe. I don't know. Oh, I don't want to type that in because then I'd show everyone his email address. So,
So yeah, if they can just hold till we can get the image back, There you go. Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Probably there's a very important question here, though, for you. Are you saying Groundhog Day is better than Caddyshack, or are you saying it is better than Ghostbusters?
I like Groundhog Day better than both.
So you're saying it's better than both Caddyshack
Yeah.
and Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Combined.
Now, I like Caddyshack a lot, and Bill Murray is amazing in Caddyshack. But
That's a fact.
if you could just take Bill Murray's parts in Caddyshack and put that up against Groundhog Day, that probably wins. But if we're talking about the entirety of the movies, I think I put Groundhog Day over Caddyshack. I realize that's kind of a detailed
That's kind
analysis.
of an inciting statement, you know?
All right,
you might get death threats from the Caddyshack folks.
we got him back. We got Technonaut back. His best movie is
Space Jam.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that, and I haven't seen Space Jam.
You never seen Space Jam?
No.
Oh, you gotta see Space Jam.
I haven't seen it.
You've never seen Space Jam, Peggy?
No. Technonaut, if you could share your screen with us, as much as we love Lion-O, we would love even more to see your board. I don't know. We'll show Jake and stuff.
Don't know what happened. Yeah, the call dropped, but I'm bringing it back up here.
Okay.
All right,
no
cool.
problem.
Welcome back.
I gotta say, the Life Aquatic was very good as well. Rushmore, I might put Rushmore ahead of all of them. That's true. I do like Rushmore a lot, but I don't think so.
Abort the Forge, stream Space Jam. I can get behind that.
I believe that's illegal in many ways.
You're right. There's no way you get away with that.
Yeah. Some guy was complaining that he got banned from Twitch, and he was like, I streamed the World Cup and then got banned. I don't understand why.
Oh, yeah. No, you can't do that. There's rights to the World Cup.
That's pretty well copyrighted.
Yeah.
You can't do
They
that.
actually pay millions of dollars for the privilege of streaming that on television.
Does he have lethal here? Let's see. 12, 17, 19, 21, 23, if my math is correct. If my math is correct, he does not have lethal. He's real close.
When is your math ever correct?
One away.
One time.
Can Technonaut make
All right,
the
Technonaut shows
greatest
the comeback.
comeback ever?
He's got the 2.4 Phoenix.
He's on his way. Now he just needs the Epidemic 5.
7. Epidemic 7.
Well, I figured Epidemic level 5 would do 8. And then kill 4 guys.
Okay, you're right. Then he can put the Phoenix in front of the
Yep.
Projector.
And then maybe have a chance.
Sure. So Static Shock into Epidemic 5.
Yep. Well, there we go. That's
Good
it.
game, guys.
ErrorAsh. ErrorAsh takes the victory. Congratulations, ErrorAsh. Let's go ahead and bring him on to the show.
Continuing Forge champion.
ErrorAsh, this is 2 times back-to-back, and here I am questioning your plays as you stomp your way to victory. Good job, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, I do have a
Just,
question for you. Do you
yeah.
love the sower more than your mother?
Definitely.
That's true.
The
We do
sower is
not
just
know his
awesome.
relationship with his mother. But he does love the sower, that's clear. So, why don't you give us a rundown on what was going on there? Why were you prioritizing the sower over Deathweaver, over Nuwada? It seems like you need those cards to get your sower engine going, but it didn't seem like you did.
Well, what I wanted to do was to grow a sour out of control, so he gets really big, and then explosive demise him. But that didn't work, and yeah, but it worked out anyway.
Okay.
Except for the third game where I did a big misplay.
At the end of game 3?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting. You still only had a 50-50 shot, but
50-50 is a lot better
Yeah,
than
actually,
0.
I think if I just had put down the Tarsus in front of the dragon, both dragons would have died at the same time, and it wouldn't have been a problem. But I was looking at them and thought, oh, they don't have breakthrough, so I can just play my dragon and kill this guy, and then the other guy grow, and that was a big problem.
That's all right. You didn't need that. You got the win anyway. You had to give him a game. I think you said you were going to give him a game, right?
Yeah, I actually thought it would be closer, but I think he didn't draw his dragons enough. It can be really, really tough if your opponent draws them all the time.
It is the downside of Dragon. I mean, you take that large investment into them, player level 1, and then if you don't see them player level 2, it's really, really tough to work around that generally.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, ErrorAsh, well, thank you very much for coming on, and we still have to talk about legendaries and such, which you now have 2 legendaries to decide what you want to do with. So thank you for coming on, and we will see you guys again next week, where 2 will enter the Forge, 1 will remain champion, probably ErrorAsh, because he's amazing, and the other person will leave beaten, battered, and bruised.